Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, January the 22nd, 2022. Monday, January the 22nd. Well, let's see what's going on in GH land. I'm going to get a few minor stuff out and then some good stuff and minor stuff. And minor stuff is Scott meets with Tracy. Lucy calls him before Tracy gets there. And he says, "Oh, Tracy's on her way." And she goes, "I want to know, what are you going to say to Tracy?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to rat you out." What? What? And so she's jumping up. "I want to know exactly what you're going to say." She goes running out, and Martin is just at the door. So he's trying to get her attention. Mister just got back into town. And, she's like, "Oh, I'm just getting ready to go down to get a bite." He goes, "Perfect timing. Let's go. I'm hungry." So she goes, of course, reluctantly agrees to go with him. And they get down there and they see Tracy has arrived at this point. She goes, "Okay, what do you want, Scott?" And he goes, "I got something that you need to know." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, and what is that?" And he says, "Lucy is gunning for you. Lucy is planning to get you back for what you did with the deception stock." Now, he didn't say using me to pull a fast one on you. He didn't say that. He said, "I just feel you need to know that she's plotting and she's planning against you." And so Tracy goes, Psh, it's like, "So what? What am I supposed to do? Thank you?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, you know. Tracy, I want to apologize for the way, he's still running his game. Now Lucy and Martin get down there. They're sitting at their table. She could not take her eyes off of looking at Scott and Tracy. And Martin's like, "Dear Lucy, is there something going on?" Right? "No, no, no. What makes you say that?" He goes, "Because I haven't had an ounce of your attention since we sat down here." I can't get Martin's accent. I don't know why I'm trying, y'all. Don't know why I'm trying. I can't get a good Southern accent. "Dear Lucy." So anyway, so anyway, she's like, "No, no, you have my full attention." And he's looking at her, "Lucy." And then he's like looking at what she looking at, right? And then what Tracy said to him came right back in his mind about there's something up with Scott Baldwin and Yo Dia Luce, right? So finally, after about 5, 10 minutes of trying to get her to, he stands up. "I am out of here." And she's like, "What, Marty? Why? What?" He goes, "I have suddenly lost my appetite." And he leaves her. And she's still like, "What?" You know, she's gonna fool around and lose her Marty. All while she's trying to take everything from Tracy, she can ready to lose whatever little bit of things she got. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her. So now we have Dante comes. Dante's talking to um, uh, Laura, and then she tells, get Spencer in, because he goes, "Nicholas has, he's left with Ace." And Dante's like, "What do you mean, Nicholas was in town?" And Laura says, "Yes, I had no idea he was in town. I never saw him." And so she goes, "But wait a minute, he left with Ace. What did he do? Break in? Did he take the child?" Spencer comes from behind Laura. "No, no. I gave my little brother to my father." And then he turns and Laura's looking at him, and then Spencer goes back behind Laura. Spencer was being his jerk face Spencer self, right? And so Dante's like, "Wait a minute. You gave Nicholas Ace. What does Esme have to say about it?" And Laura looks at Dante. She goes, "Esme hasn't reported it to the police?" And Dante's like, "No." And then Spencer comes back from behind. That's because she knows what'll happen. And so Dante's like, what would happen? So Laura says, so he goes, Laura says, Spencer, tell him. Spencer goes, Esme has her memory back. And I told her that if she went to the police, I would tell you she has her memory back. And Dante looks at him like, almost like I blackmailed her, right? And then Spencer goes back behind Laura. And Laura looks at Dante. She goes, like she looks at Spencer like, why would you say it like that? But she looks at Dante and says, look, it's a very tentative situation. He goes, what? Esme must be freaking out. Dante's saying, what is she saying? And Laura's like, I have not seen her. And he goes, Spencer says, see, and he comes back in front of Laura. It is not a crime for a father to want to get to know his child and take his child for a visit. And Dante says, you are right. It is not against the law. And then he said something about, it is right. You're right. It's not against the law. But what is against the law, Spence? He says, especially since custody has not been established. Esme never went to court to get full custody. So, I mean, both the father and the mother have equal rights. He says, but what is against the law, Spencer, is you aiding and abetting a fugitive. That's what you did. And what I need to do is haul you down to the station and arrest you. And Laura, her eyes got big, and she looked at Spencer because see that's what backfired her with Esme, right? And she looked at Dante. Dante, it's this is a very not this one. This is a tentative situation. And I thought, now we want to fight for our. You don't want him to answer. He did wrong, Laura. You don't want Spencer to just throw himself on the mercy of the court. He did wrong. And so she goes, it would have been hard for him, I think, to turn his own father in. And then Spencer comes in again. See, you know a lot about that, Detective Falconeri. Even though they're cousins, right? Given the history of your father, which is the first time he didn't say Uncle Sonny, right? Of your father, you know exactly the position I was in. Or because I think he said your father and his alleged business, you know exactly the position I was in. And Laura's like, Spencer, like, don't act out because he was just being jerk face, Spencer, right? She looks at Dante and she goes, Dante. He goes, Laura, don't worry. I'm not going to arrest Spencer right now. He says, but we are going to put an APB out on Nicholas. And I need to talk to Esme. Does anybody know where Esme is? And so then, he asked Spencer, why did you do it? He said, because Esme has her memory back. That's why she didn't come to you. Because she knows she has her memory back. And then all the charges can be reinstated against her. So Dante's like, what makes you think she has her memory back? Because she called me Spence. And there have been a number of things that the old Esme would do that she's done. And Dante says, just because she called you by a nickname, that's not proof. And Laura's looking like, I know, good God, I know. Right? So anyway, Dante's gonna go look for Esme, but we all know he ain't gonna find no Esme. So now we have guess who they were talking about? Esme. Esme went to go see Heather. Tells Heather her baby has been kidnapped. Nicholas took her baby. Heather went Oh, she would ballistic. He didn't want it. She hit the table and the guard started walking towards her. And she turned and looked at that guy. I get mad. The guard just looked at her. And there's like, and, and so she was talking to Esme, calmed Esme down. She says, Esme, my baby's out there. I don't know if he's hungry. My baby could be cold. She's my baby, my baby. And Heather said, Esme, Ace is fine. He's with his father. Nicholas is going to take good care of Ace. He has the money to. What you need to do is you need to run. Because she told why she didn't go to the police. And so she goes, well, why didn't you alert anybody? You know? And she goes, I'm just upset my baby's gone. And so Heather says, look, just like Spencer knows your memory's back. And she said, Spencer knows my memory's back, but he doesn't have proof. She goes, other people are going to know. You said Laura comes to see the baby. Kevin, too. How you going to hide the baby in a room? You just going to try to keep Ace from them forever? That ain't going to work, Esme. And I'm thinking, no, it don't work. You go to Laura crying next. Say, I've been beside myself. I've been in my apartment on the floor crying about my son. Laura, your son and your grandson stole my baby from me. You need to help me, Laura. Right? I didn't like Heather's idea of running, but I understand what she's saying. She goes, run, lay low, so you can formulate a plan. She says, bottom line, I'm getting ready to break out of here. Okay? And when I break out of here, you and I will be together and we are going to find my grandson. Right? And Esme's like, but when are you going to do that? I'm working on it. It takes time. She said, there hasn't been a prison yet that can hold me. Getting out of here, I'll be out of here soon. Just go lay low. And I'm thinking, how you gonna know where she laying low, Heather? How she gonna give word to you? Okay, that don't make sense, right? So Esme's like, no, I'm not laying low. I'm gonna find my baby. I'm not about to let my baby be raised by anybody else. And so she said, one thing, she goes, I want to apologize. She told Heather she wanted to apologize. She goes, because I really said some harsh things to you. She said, but now that I'm a mother, I know you did what you thought was best for me. And I know that you kept watch over me my whole life. So I appreciate that for you know, I mean, now that I know that from you, I know you didn't just abandon me. She says, however, I'm not gonna make my baby feel cold and alone like you made me feel. No. She goes, Esme, you need to calm down. You need to listen to me. You need to do nothing. And Esme stands up because she said that Trina and Spencer, oh, they feel like they're going to get a happily ever after in Paris. And Heather looked at her. She goes, whoa, what you sounding like? And Esme kind of looks at her. She goes, you're not sounding like a concerned mother. You're sounding like a jealous ex. And Esme's like, they deserve what they're going to get. They see, oh, she's back to that, right? And they're sanctified. Heather said, what I'm saying is you need to focus. Focus. You're not supposed to, your memory is supposed to be, you're not supposed to have these feelings regarding Spencer and Trina. And Esme says, look, I am not going to sit around. Because she goes, be patient, Esme. She goes, patience don't work for me. I'm getting ready to make Laura pay, Nicholas pay, Spencer pay, Trina pay. Oh, she's just gonna make everybody pay. And what's so amazing to me, even with old Esme, they made her like a stinking magician. How's she gonna make all these people pay when now Spencer has alerted everybody? And Laura finally told Spencer at the hospital that, because he said something that kind of hit home with Laura. She says, Spencer, if what you're saying is true, then we all have to be very, very careful. Esme is very dangerous. Okay? And now we got to all be real careful. She was right about that. Oh, now you all better be careful. Be glad she out your house. Cause you be all dead waking up in the morning. You gonna wake up dead, right? So anyway, Laura's like, she goes, I'm getting ready. And Esme walks away. And Heather's like, Esme, don't do anything. Esme, because look, Esme's on probation. And she great, good. Esme spiral out of control, right? So then we have Chase and Brooklyn talking to Harrison. And Harrison is, look, Chase and Brooklyn talking to Gregory because Chase is Harrison, right? And they want Gregory, to marry them. Gregory turned them down initially because he says, by the time your wedding rolls around, which, by the way, isn't that supposed to be next month? I don't know what kind of condition I'm going to be in. Part of the progression of this disease is I'm going to lose the ability to communicate, to express myself. I would not want to be at your wedding and I'm at that decline that I can't get through me performing the ceremony. And they're like, Dad, look, we can accommodate a lot, with his inability to walk and however that may be. And so Chase says, look, Dad, it's not how you say the words that's important to us, but it's that you're there to say them or convey them. That's what's important to us. So Brooklyn, she co-signed on it too. So of course he's going to do it, right? Of course he's going to do it. So let's see if that's going to be a tear breaker. Somehow I think it is going to be. So now to the good stuff. I say the good stuff for last. The good stuff is Carly standing there. She comes in. Nina, meet the new editor-in-chief of Crimson Magazine. Drew whispers. And Nina looks at Carly and Carly says, that's right. Yeah. You think this is going to work? Uh-huh. And he goes, yeah. Oh, I know it's going to work. And so Carly walks over to the desk, gets Nina's picture that she has on top of the desk, gives it to her. And Drew says, goodbye, Nina. And Nina starts slowly walking to the door. And then she turns around. This ain't like, yeah, you think this is gonna work. And Carly's looking at her like, we've already done it. You think that you've won? And so she then takes her glasses out of her purse and then she puts on this creepy, did anybody know how creepy her voice got when she put her glasses on? Because she says, oh, it's only just begun. And she says something else. I mean, this voice, I thought, oh my God, Sybil? Goodness, she did everything but her head spinning around. Creepy. Enjoy your magazine. Enjoy your magazine. I mean, it was this crazy voice, right? And she walks out and she goes downstairs. And Olivia's in the bathroom washing her hands. And she comes in crying and she's, with her Kleenex. So she walks in and Olivia just looks at her. And she looks at Olivia and she goes, tough day, huh? And so she straightens up. Nina does. She looks at Olivia. She says, yeah, yeah. She goes, something about Drew fired me. She goes, wait, huh, what? Yeah, Drew fired me. And because Olivia says, we haven't seen each other since, before New Year's Eve, since New Year's Eve, before New Year's Eve. And Nina says, yeah, we haven't. So now, I suppose you got a lot you want to say to me. She looks at Olivia, go ahead. Like I'm ready. And Olivia says, I don't believe in kicking people while they're down. Even those that have lied, that have turned in friends to the SEC, that have uh, falsely accused my husband of something he did not do. Even people like that. Because, see, I know, she goes, I know you losing your job in the magazine. Oh, I know that's got to hurt. And she goes, so tell me, Olivia, why did you take sides with me against your best friend? And Olivia says, I didn't take sides with you against my best friend. She said, I stood on the side of peace. That's the side I took. Peace, Nina. But since there is no, she goes, and I still feel there can be peace. And in order for there to be peace, Nina, you need to leave. You need to just leave. And Olivia hands her her picture. And Nina looks at Olivia. Yeah. And so Olivia goes walking out the door. And I thought, see, I didn't like that. Lois would have gave Nina what's up. That's what Lois would have done. Okay. So then Nina goes over to the mirror, the counter, and then she bends down. If it's a war you want, a war you're gonna get. Mm. This is going to be vicious. I'm telling you, Nina is going to team up with Cyrus. It's a good thing. She knows nothing about Sonny's business. It's a good thing, right? Because she would tell it. And so, one thing Carly asked her, Nina, what I want to know is how did you find out? You could thank your best friend. See, Olivia don't know. You could thank your best friend, Olivia. Her voice carries. She was talking about it all at the Metro Court. Now, you notice she didn't say Olivia and Sonny were talking. She just said Olivia. So now Carly, when she sees Olivia, oh, she gonna let Olivia have it, right? Gonna let her have it. So good. Olivia needs to get a little piece of something. But Olivia's gonna say, wait, when have I have never talked about that in public? She's gonna say the only time I think I ever talked about it, Sonny and I were talking. See, that's how we're gonna find out. But see, still, you guys are talking in the middle of a restaurant. Mm. So anyway, that's pretty much where everything left off. We're gonna go to comment corner. Comment corner. There is no way I'm gonna get to 100 comments through 100 comments. I'm going to set my rusty dusty stopwatch. I'm gonna start from the bottom, everybody, because there's just No way I'm going to get through all these comments. So let's start from and actually, goodness, it's not even going. There we go. I was going to say it's not even going down to the bottom, but there we go. All right. But you all did a great job. I was reading through them just to see what the general consensus of. You guys did a great job of talking, right? So here we go. Let me start it. LaShans said, Drew, is it working? There we go. Says Drew Kane is acting strange because he knows his twin brother Jason Morgan is back on his way. And Otherworldly says, no indication of that yet. You're right. Drew don't know nothing. LaShawn says Adam Wright is really Maurice Bernard's real son. And I am says, yes, splitting image. Yolanda says, and this is not the first acting role he's done. He has a great career ahead of him. He does. Adam's doing a good job. And LaShawn says, Carly Spencer has never run a magazine. She owns Bobby. She has the co-owner. She was the co-owner of the Metro Court ? Yes, that is true. And Otherworldly says that is what you call a talented person who has mastered management skills throughout a diverse range of industries. I like the way you worded that, Otherworldly. Did you get Chat BTC to write those? I mean, because I love it. LaShawn says Nina has lost her other daughter, Willow Tate. Her marriage to Sonny. Cyrus Clay will possibly turn over in his grave. And Otherworldly says Silas experienced Nina's crazy behavior firsthand. And then we have DB says today's episode gave me life. That chess move Drew played on Nina was brilliant. I love Kelly's, but I like to see Carly in a luxury moving and shaking things up to the next level. And then Otherworldly says 100. Ron says Drew's chess move will backfire on him. User says to Ron, I hope it backfires on Drew. I can't stand him or Carly. They're hypocrites. User JM, what? Nah, it's not gonna backfire on him. But Carly's not gonna stay there. Carly's heart was not in it. And that's one thing that I didn't talk about. Oh, speaking of one thing I didn't talk about, I meant to talk about this. Yeah, I'll bring it up tomorrow because that's gonna send me on a whole another rabbit hole. Let me make myself some notes. Tomorrow's recap, I'm gonna talk about Friday's recap when I forgot to talk about Adam, the whole Adam situation. So I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna finish comment corner. Okay. Uh, Mika Sandra says Friday's episode being done in a timely manner. Nice. Mika Sandra, I do them when I can get to them. I've explained that. Otherworldly says, I'm certain that the Baroness is knocking out the videos as they are conducive to her work schedule. Thank you, Otherworldly. Her channel is a work of love for her fans and the joy of sharing those thoughts with us. Busybody Baroness, love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Otherworldly. Mika Sanders says to Otherworldly, yes, it is what Daily Recap Lady spoke of, explaining her busy schedule obligations, and the recap is a side hobby. This timely video for this Friday's episode is being done on the same Friday. You are back to that, Mika Sandra. In front of her 2-day conference is due. Well, she's doing it on Friday because of a 2-day conference for Saturday and Sunday this weekend, enabling her to do it on the same day. No, listen, the weekend didn't enable me to do it on the same day. It kind of forced me to do it Friday, forced me. I had to still, after the recap, still prepare myself for what I was going to be saying. I was speaking, okay? Now, I already knew if I could not squeeze it in Friday night, I wouldn't get to it till Monday. So that's why I just squoze it in and sacrificed and make it work. That won't happen when I'm flying out of town on a Thursday, y'all, and I'm not coming back till Monday. I got one of those kind of trips scheduled in nope, not even 2 weeks. So, you know what? I ain't even going back into that. Everybody knows I will get to my recaps when I can because I love doing my daily recaps. But here's something I will say. Everybody says you're hilarious. I love your energy. I love when you make fun of voices and do all kind of things. I cannot be dead tired after a long day and do any of that, y'all. I cannot, which is a lot of reasons why now I wait till the very next day because I'm able to have a night's sleep, get up, come on, and try to deliver. Because, see, yeah, you could tell I'm kind of flippant. This is my personality, but I'm not like this. And normally, I'm like this, having fun, making fun of myself. So with that being said, Mika Sanders says Laura became angry when she learned Nicholas was in town and avoided seeing her. Yeah, then Laura called the PCPD. I am says laughing faces, emojis. Lisa says Laura called the PCDP on Nicholas, but not Charlotte. Crazy choices for the mayor of who to report and who to let get away with a crime. Yeah, with their crime. And then Wendy says, lame Laura, she didn't like the fact that Nicholas didn't bother to visit her. That is so true. That's why she was upset. Aisha said, daily recap lady, Nina should have seen this coming. No single employee is irreplaceable. Get your boss sent to prison, then expect to get fired. He and Carly commented or committed a crime. Some comments will be sane. So if Sunny gets back together with her, she'll dutifully report any law breaking she comes across. No, Kate Howard founded and made Crimson. Without Maxie, she and Crimson would be nowhere. And the magazine survived your Nixon fall absence. Drew was on mark about Nina just wanting Carly to be gone. There's nothing insecure but about her professional stature. Can you say self-important? The replacement of the editor will not bring the magazine or Crimson to a grinding halt, with lucrative partners going up in smoke. As long as Crimson serves their interests, designers and advertisers won't desert the ship, and the staff will be more concerned about keeping their livelihoods than protesting the solidarity of Nina. I know this is going back, but Ferguson's Nina traded her silence. I don't even remember Michelle Ferguson about the blood on Julian's shirt for more funding for Crimson. I don't remember none of that. And then Cheryl says GH is my wind down too. Thank you for talking to us, your GH buddies. And then Otherworldly says, remember that I love you. That I love you as a real person because you're sharing, your joy with me. And the rest of Gin House. Well, thank you so much. I'm trying. I am says Nina will be fine. She's on fire now, but she's fighting Sunny, the Quartermains, Carly, Valentine is out of the country. Did they say he was out of the country? Somehow I may have missed that conversation. I just know we haven't seen him in forever. And then Wendy says, I hope he stays out of the country, cream puff. Help his daughter. Oh, that's funny. And then I am says, to piggyback on the previous comment about Spencer and Trina, parenting is not the same as it was with boomers and Gen Z. Parents know if they push a child or force your intentions on them, well, it would have a negative outcome. They're they are young. Let them make their own mistakes. Neither is considering marriage. Michael has been protecting Willow from the time she was lying about the death of her son, which ended up to be true. I didn't know Willow was lying about the death of her son. I don't remember that part. Willow didn't know that her son was dead until it came out um, that Wiley was Jonah. And then Dex and fentanyl was on point, not irresponsible. Fentanyl overdosing and doctors overprescribing was made public in the Michael Jackson's death. I thought Michael Jackson died with propofol. I don't know. Yeah, come on. I don't know. Drugs are drugs. I don't know the difference. As a prescription drug, this is commonly used in hospital settings. GH has handled all matters from strippers being drugged, Sonny drugged Karen, Monica's drug abuse with the coke dealer, alcoholism. Sonny cannot stop the hospital's medical supplies. Hospital drugs go missing all the time. Remember, Maxie stole hospital meds. That's right, to feed Lucky drugs, to feed Lucky's drug addiction. I think Maxie was a candy striper. Yep, when she was a candy stripe. Look, candy striper. Almost looks like candy stripper. Candy striper. Stripe. And then, we're at already 12 minutes, y'all. So I'm gonna stop there. Great comments. Everybody go back to Comment Corner. There are so many thoughts and comments, but you know what? When the show is interesting, it gives us a lot to talk about, doesn't it? And I love it. So I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.